Hi everyone, it's Joey up here, and I'm pleased to be doing another Ask Joey Up session here this evening. So if you have any questions regarding Feng Shui, Qi Bazi, I'm most happy to answer some of them. And it's been a busy last 2 weeks since I was preparing and to teach Qi Warcraft over the weekend. And pleased to announce that we had a really great 2 days session, and this has been like 5 years since I last taught Qi Warcraft. So it's been a very exciting 2 weeks. I hope that you guys are also having a good time. And if you're from Malaysia, I think you've just heard the news over the weekend that the CMCO has been extended to June. So I guess most of us will still be working from home. So how you guys been keeping? You guys doing great there? If you are doing great, come on, leave me a comment here. So how you guys doing? Type a number 1 if you guys are feeling great tonight. Go ahead and put in the comment section here. And if you also have questions for me this evening, I'll be happy to pick up some questions from you guys. And thanks for logging in. I could see a lot of you here from all different parts of the world. Right, nice. Hi, thank you. It's good to see you here too, FND. Wow, nice. Thank you. All right. Good. So you guys are doing well with the semi-quarantine or lockdown so far? Right. I think now it's like the new norm. So even though technically our office could be open, but I think we've got used to working from home. My team is now really efficient, working from home, and we're delivering most of our training, actually all of our training online. And at first people a little bit iffy about attending live stream, but I guess we pull it off nicely because I set up a studio, and it's really like a full-fledged studio at one of the my apartment units just opposite me. Basically I just get up and walk a minute across, and then I'm there. I set up since last year though, so I had all the equipment and all the thing ready. I was intending to actually do all my online courses, filming from there, and it turns out that it's been one of the best investments ever, because now we've turned it into a mobile live stream studio. I just turned it into a stage, and I've done 2 events already from my spare bedroom, if you will, and so it was pretty good. And I think things are moving along pretty fine. Can't complain though. Right, so some questions. Let's see. Right, who's got some questions here who would like to have a nice little chit chat here tonight? Right. Streamer do awesome team. Listen, some of them keep up good. All right, thanks. I think you guys would be pleased to know that I would be doing an event this coming Sunday. It will be a Qi program about the 5 steps that one could take to prepare for what happens after the pandemic. So this is I want to take this opportunity to make an announcement here. So it will be I think now a lot of countries are sort of getting out of their lockdown, so maybe people need to prepare for this and they want to know what to do. So I was thinking of doing a Qi program just for you guys. It should be after this. It will be done on Sunday. Okay, so if you're interested in, I will post a link here soon, and you should be able to see it very quickly. Okay. All right. So prior to that, let's see some questions here for tonight. Okay, I love your books, Jess. Wow, thank you so much. Thanks for reading my books. All right. I think, how many of you guys are new to my courses? Have never been to any of my events before? All right, first timers. How many of you are first timers? Okay, if you are first time, then you know that how to ask a Qi question, or if you'd like to ask a specific question, it's possible. But the way you ask, the more specific you ask, the easier it is. I can actually help you come up with the answers and give you some pointers here. Okay. Hi. All right. Hi, Evelyn. Thanks so much for logging in tonight. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you here. All right. All right. 2020 book was spot on. Well, thank you, Sylvie. Thanks for reading the book. And Jess, first timer, but I'm passionate about Feng Shui. Well, nice. Thank you. Thanks for logging in tonight. And I will be launching a free online training sometime in June. So take note of that. It's for Feng Shui. If you're new to Feng Shui, probably you have heard of the Feng Shui that's designed for the long terms, like trying to set up the house for 20-year cycles and observation of landforms and all that. That's for long term. But in times of crisis right now, we need to look at short-term Feng Shui, the type of Feng Shui that utilizes the formulas and application that takes effect within a month or so. Not big effects, but smaller, but faster effects. So for that type of system, we have to use Xuan Kong Feng Shui. So Jess, if you're learning Feng Shui, take note of Xuan Kong Feng Shui. If you heard of Feng Shui, you've heard of flying stars. Flying stars is one subsystem of Xuan Kong. It's spelled XUANKONG. It's a system that is largely based on the qi distribution of a home, and it's time-based. So it is very timely to be used right now. Okay, especially during times of pandemic. Okay. Good. Right, from New York. Hi. Wow, good to see you here. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you here. Thank you. Hope things are all right with you in New York. I see that every day seems to be the number of the infection has increased. So I hope you are staying safe. Everything is good for you. Right. So Jen is asking this question. My life generation direction is northeast. So to make good use of this, sit facing northeast to do my work. Okay. Jen, so you must be a beginner in Feng Shui. The way I use Feng Shui, it's quite different than how most traditional Feng Shui is actually observed or practiced. So it's not just merely facing a direction or looking at a certain direction. I also teach the people to actually incorporate what they do. Right, it has to match with what you do, your work, and if you're actually using it to work. That gives you a better outcome than just facing the direction for no reason. Okay, facing a direction for no reason doesn't help you in any way. So if you have a plan, if you intend to do some thinking, some creative work, facing that direction, and you're using it deliberately, then 1 hour a day is good enough. You don't even have to stay there or back towards the direction. Okay, so always use the place intentionally for a purpose in your work. That's how Feng Shui becomes effective. Okay, so let's see. Let's see this question. Management leaders are being considered not helpful in these times of crisis if they don't fully pay employees in lockdown when they are not working, since there's no income, no salary can be given. How to make them understand that providing food is enough, just like you said, pink boat can't be given in times like this. I think you can't make people do anything, Amrita. If that's the case, right, then we always think that the problem is outside us. We can't make people do something, but we can make ourselves better. All right. If you take this into consideration, as much as a lot of companies and management would like to help their people, but sometimes you have to understand that it's beyond what they can do too, because they have a lot of expenses and a lot of bills to pay as well. So I always recommend that individually, all right, we enhance our own skills and we find an avenue to use such new skills, and so that we can actually create a side income or a side gig, and ultimately that side gig becomes an ultimate skill that can generate much more money in the same 1 hour that you normally do in your job. Okay, so that is because this is the hard part, right? So a lot of people don't want to do that. They just stretch their hand out and ask for, management should do this, management should do that. We can't change them, right? But you can change you. So if I were you, I would use the Feng Shui to actually do something for yourself, right? To increase your capabilities, your memory, your learning ability, to acquire a new skill. With a skill, right, that you're able to use to generate income, you will be able to not just survive, but will thrive in times like this. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Don't look outwards, but look inwards. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, so let me see here. Um, I'm just looking through the questions. Go ahead and post your questions here, because some of them are quite worthy, so I had to read this through. Okay. Let me see here. My name is Yan here in Chicago and just signed up for Feng Shui Max. That's great, but study and practice almost 28 years. Wow, now different studies and one of the famous masters there. All right, cool. What's okay, Malaysia, but haven't felt any effects yet. Well, I don't know who you studied with. But you know, when you study Feng Shui, if I can add in, the Feng Shui is only a tool, right? But people have different expectations of this tool. They think that if I just set up the Feng Shui, my life will be great. I used to think like that too, but I discovered that that's not how it is. That's why so many Feng Shui masters are poor, you know. So when we use Feng Shui, we got to use it to support an activity or a goal in our life, okay? So if you have a specific goal or a business plan, and you design your Feng Shui to support this plan, then you can see the effects. But there's some dumb people who do Feng Shui. They say, "Oh, I'm going to activate my wealth corner, and then I'm going to sit on the wait for the fucking phone to ring." That is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen, right? But people do that. So then they say, "Oh, Feng Shui doesn't work because my phone didn't ring and then my customers didn't come in." That's not how Feng Shui works. You have to have something for Feng Shui to work on first. Okay, so what I would suggest is you look into some of the formulas. I don't know what you studied before, but look into that and match it together with your business or career plans so that Feng Shui can support it. Just always think of this thing, right? If Feng Shui can 10x something, 10 times something, if 10 times 0, the formula is still 0. You get what I mean? So it has to 10 times something. So you got to have something first in the first place, right? So you got to have that part first for Feng Shui to work on to make it work. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, I hope that sort of gives you a way to learn Feng Shui eventually. For 28 years you didn't see a result, then you better look into what have you been applying Feng Shui to. Okay, so it might be 10 times 0 equals 0. That could be the issue. So relook into that. Okay, all right, let's see here. I don't understand why Chiman direction and Bata direction is different. Of course they're different, Ivan, because they're two different systems, okay? Chiman Dunja direction is non-consistent. They change according to time and needs. Whereas Bata, first of all, Bata doesn't have a direction. You've confused that with a Feng Shui direction, okay? So the Feng Shui direction, it's energy directions. And they sort of support different types of activities in the long run. And by the way, Feng Shui is divided to long-term, short-term, and evergreen formulas. So you got to understand. So, and Feng Shui has something to do with your environment, whereas Chiman Dunja, it's much. If you're talking about direction, I'm assuming you're referring to strategic execution. It's only for topic specific, for that specific time period to do certain activity. So therefore, that's that direction, regardless of your overall permanent direction. Okay. So therefore, a lot of beginners, why they have a confusion, it is because they try to merge these two things into one and say they must be the same. Who told you it must be the same? They're two different things, right? So if you keep trying to squeeze it into one, it must be the same. That's where you get confused. Okay. So don't do that. Then you'll be all right. Okay. They're two different, they're created for different purposes. Okay. All right, go ahead and post a question here, and let me see what else I can do to help. Romina is asking, greetings from Houston. Nice. My daughter has 2 important exams this week, which would be select the sector for flying stars of the day or a month. Okay, so you have to first understand, you see, there are many ways to use Feng Shui, okay? So some people would, if for your case in Romina, some people just say use the academic style, which I totally disagree, by the way, yeah? I need to know what is the, if I were your consultant right now, Romina, I'll ask you, what do you think is the main problem with your 2 daughters? Is it a concentration problem? Is it that they don't understand the subject? or you just want to get lucky. Okay, get lucky and put any answer in the exam paper, and the teacher, the examiners fall asleep and just give the person good marks. So let me explain why. Right, back in the day when I was a uni student, I can tell you I have almost zero knowledge on the exam paper. I remember I was going for what's that, economics, I don't know, economics 102 or something. I can't remember the paper. I have no interest in the subject, and I was going for the exam. So at that time, I used Nobleman Star. Okay, I used Nobleman Star because I knew at that time, if I try and do the academic star, I would just increase my ability to understand the subject, but it will not be in time for me to fully understand the subject for the exam. And as I'm not an A student, I'm probably a D or C student, so I like to study stuff like last minute, right? So I'm not going to be able to cover this in time. So I just want to get lucky that the examiner or somehow I will be lucky enough to know some of the answers. And I kid you not, this is exactly what happened. On the time of the exam, I'm still like, oh, I'm freaking out because I actually have no idea how to do the exam. And so happens that the exam hall, after this activation of this the star, I was in exam hall, and it was normally the exam hall is like, you sit across and everyone's on the same height, right? But this time we did the exam on a theater, right? On a theater. So it so happens that where I sit, I could just look through, and of course, that person sitting in front of me had his papers all out and his answers was there. And I'm like, it's just right in front of me. I don't know. This must be my Nobleman, right? And I have no clue how to do my exam. I saw that and I just like, okay, I'm just going to feel exactly what you did, and I passed. Okay, so that's Nobleman. But you asked me today, I have zero knowledge on whatever the exam paper or whatever I did at that time. So when you say select a sector for your daughter, do you want her to do what I did, right? I don't recommend that though, okay? Or you want her to truly understand the subject? Or do you want her to, do what? Like, get good grades without knowing the subject? Or there must be certain reason, or not fall asleep. If not fall asleep, I would go for a star that, give her more energy in the day, so it's more vibrant and energetic and be able to stay awake, right? So you need to know what you want. It's Feng Shui. You see, the problem with a lot of people practicing Feng Shui is that people practicing Feng Shui, they don't know what they want. They practice it because some masters with some beard, and told them, oh, this is good for you. Then I'll ask them, good for what? What do you want to achieve, right? It's a prescription to a problem. Suppose you don't know the problem, then all prescriptions are bad. So I hope this helps you understand this better, and then be able to, if you can tell me, oh, I just want my daughter to pass, she doesn't need to understand the subject, or then okay, fine. Then I would chase the Nobleman Star. Okay, I will follow the day and month overlapping of Nobleman Star and activate accordingly. Somehow someone will be at the right place, right time. Just follow the copy, the outcome. Or maybe the teacher will call her into the room and say, you know what, you failed in the subject, but I'll give you a second chance to do this under my guidance. A lot of things can happen that way. So I don't know which one you prefer. Okay, everyone's different. So Ivan, again, I don't understand why children is different. Which one to follow? You don't follow any of them. You must know what you want first. If you want something specific, like you have a specific interview, then you chiman dunja the direction at that specific day, you follow that specific day. If you want long-term energy to be good, for example, then you follow, it's not Patsa direction, I told you before, it's a Feng Shui direction that might give you certain energy of healing over a period of 3 months to a year. You need to know what you want before you can take medication. Don't combine the two. They are not supposed to be used together. Okay, clear that from your mind once and for all, Ivan. Otherwise, you get confused for the rest of your life. Okay, all right. I'm getting too excited answering questions. I like this stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. Lots of questions. I'm just trying to pick one that's that I could see clearly right now, and I'm trying to answer here. Okay, Sweet V, how do you boost our luck? All right, what do you need the luck for, Sweet V? To win in mahjong games? I don't know, what is the luck for, right? So you see, the reason why I'm asking that is because most people don't know what good luck is. All right, you ask a cow, for example, cow, what's a good luck day? Or they found some grass, and they ate it and they have a nice sleep, that's good luck for a cow, right? For me, I would say a good luck day would be a nice sunny day for me, and because it's not, for me, it's not the money thing. So for me, if it's peaceful at home, I finally find a little bit of time to catch up with some The Last Dance, which is now I don't even have time to watch it. So that to me is good luck. So when people say increase their luck, and they're vague about it, say then there's 100 over different feng shui methods for you to use. Okay, so when anyone tells you you face certain direction, you have good luck, generally they're just being lazy because they are not selecting, they're not using the feng shui system specifically to help you get what you want. All right, so good luck is too generic. Okay, maybe you're sick and you want to get cured, then it's not good luck. You just want to make sure that you are able to connect with a good doctor. So if that's the case, I would connect you with a healing direction and or a nobleman direction, and I will fix the chiman or the feng shui aspect for you to get connected with such a doctor. All right, or maybe you may say, I don't have concentration these days, I'm unable to concentrate. Then good luck to you means better concentration, right? So then I would use the a certain sector for self-improvement to increase your personal energy for that period of time. Then for you that will be good luck, right? So really it depends on what you define as good luck, because most people, if you ask the Chinese guy what's good luck, then it's like, oh, I'm going to win lottery ticket, right? They didn't realize that a lot of people winning lottery ticket is also the start of their bad luck. How many of these people actually become the richest people in the country? No, they don't. A lot of them, you see, if you don't know how to make money and you're given a lot of money, that's when the problem starts, because they don't know how to manage it. And then when you have money, everyone wants to go after you. When you don't have money, nobody cares about you, right? So if you made it, you know how to keep it. If you didn't make it, you got it by chance. That's why a lot of second generation wealth, many of them who are not taught how to manage the money, lose their hundreds of millions that their dads gave to them, right? So this is why it's important to know the process. Okay, know what you want. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Okay, you say we should know what we want before using a tool. Feng Shui to manage long-term energy, and Qigong if you want energetic boost for something. That's correct. Then when you use Bazi, oh, good question, Mona. It's to understand our potential. Okay, we have a lot of capabilities as human beings, but we probably don't know. For example, right, if I didn't look at my chart and know that I could train myself in public speaking or deliver, certain abilities to be able to speak and talk on stage, and so I don't do that training for myself, then I will miss out a large portion of my ability to influence in my life. Suppose I just discovered this unique ability at age 50, right? And then I start to develop it over the next 5 years. I'll be 55 before I know how to do that. But what if I knew this when I was 15 years old, right? See the thing. So that's when you use parts. So there's a lot of things that are in a human being, a person's chart, that are yet to be unlocked. And you may say, but it's my chart, I should be able to do that. No, because to unlock something in the chart, one needs to have two factors, right? One factor is you meet the right teachers. The right teachers come into your life. They sort of help you, get out of the situation. Or maybe number two is that you gain the right type of experience. And usually the right type of experience are usually not so pleasant before you can get better experience. So you get some experience training, right, in your life, and then you get to uncover such skill sets. But if you just leave it dormant, a lot of people throughout their whole lifetime, they won't discover this. Okay, you see, human beings, you can say that they are blessed with intelligence, right? Human beings are blessed with intelligence, but the problem is intelligence sometimes can be working against them. They think and think and think and think and analyze so much that they just disempower themselves to do things, right? And human beings are also the only creatures on earth that don't grow to our maximum capacity on our own. You've asked a lion, for example, what they do, right? They go to the maximum capacity where they can. A tree will go to the tallest point that they can grow, but human beings stop when it's comfortable, right? So that's when you use Bazi to see, okay, what's missing here? Why am I experiencing these negative things over and over again in my life, and how do I change that? And how do I go to the next level? What sort of experiences and teachers do I need along the way to help me unlock this? Okay, so the unlocking doesn't happen overnight, okay, mind you, because most people think if I just do something and overnight, I'm so good, right? No, it doesn't work like that. It takes time and experience to unlock certain things. So Pata allows you to know that, but training and developing still requires you to put in some effort here. Okay, all right. So, all right, thank you, Lorena. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. A lot of questions here. What did you activate for your economics exam? I activate star one in a combination of 1 9. Okay, I remember that. And I was doing it in a star four room, but at the time I realized that I wasn't able to actually remember what the hell I was studying. I was too interested in studying Feng Shui more than I was interested in studying economics. Okay, if you don't ask me any question on economics right now, because I'm like, I have no idea what I studied. I barely was, I passed my accounting degree, although I reset 4 papers. Again, long story. Some of you have time, next time I can tell you the story. A lot of Feng Shui and funny things or interesting things happen as a result. But I have the degree, but I have zero idea of how to do accounting. Okay, I've done auditing, but I have no idea why I passed auditing as well. So I was only interested in metaphysics at the time. At that time, I was really fortunate. I activated nobleman, and that same nobleman, when I failed in the subject, when I failed in the university exam, so I was in Australia at the time, and so in order to retake the paper, I need to go and talk to because I from Australia, there's a training program in Malaysia, so I have to go back to Malaysia, and I want to prevent flying back to Australia because it's really expensive. As you know, at that time was the Asian economic crisis, right? Something like now, right? But as I don't know if you guys know about then, it's really terrible, right? A lot of people have issues, and money was not easily available. So flying back to Australia to retake another semester, 4 subjects is 1 semester, by the way, is a big no, because I have other siblings that are supposed to go to Australia at that time. So well, the same activation of the nobleman helped me get connected with the college owner at that time. Long story cut short, next time you can see some of my old videos. I've actually talked about this story before, and that person turned out to be my nobleman even to today. This is the person that taught me, connected me with a lot of other business tycoons that I know. That some of them became tycoons as over the last 20 plus years, and I've learned a lot of business strategies. Know a lot of people, know how to manage business, do investments as a result of getting all these connections. So I may have, I still passed the exam, but what I got out of the exam is a much better thing than the degree itself, right? Which is the understanding and know-how, or the school of life, right? The certification from the school of life that's more important. Okay, so there's a lot of things that Feng Shui can do for you. So I know a lot of people like to just do something to pass an exam, but look further than that, right? My recommendation is look further than that. You will be able to, is the exam what you is the end game, or what's the end game here, right? Is it that you want success in life, or you just want success on paper for an exam? So I think Feng Shui deals more with life than just on paper. A lot of people ask me, can you do this for my kids? Make sure they get good grades and all that. Somehow they don't realize that the biggest employers, biggest tycoons in life, most of them are dropouts. I think they probably know in some part of their mind, but they just they just still want the good grades. Maybe for security reasons. I can tell you now, I hire a lot of people. I don't actually look at their CVs or their whatever grades and all that. More important is attitude and abilities. Okay, if that is wrong, if the attitude is wrong, there's no the person doesn't have empathy, doesn't have good EQ, doesn't have the capability to do what they say they can do. It doesn't matter what is it on paper, all right? I've seen straight A students who really fail in life, all right? So I think you should look into that. And when we use Feng Shui, you have to use it intelligently. When you use Qi, you have to use it intelligently, right? Don't just learn something and think that if I just apply the formula, it will be successful, all right? A lot of times, whatever Feng Shui formula that I know, the way I apply it is I apply it with some wisdom, and the purpose is to enhance certain activity that I want, right? It's not just, oh, I apply Feng Shui because this is called good Feng Shui. Many years ago, really, there's some people who are very hyped up on this thing called water dragon Feng Shui. And the hype was, if you do water dragon Feng Shui, or there's a formula called 5 ghosts carry treasure. Some people heard before, it's called Nguai Wan Choi. So if you do this formula, you'll be rich. You'll be like billionaires, right? So a lot of people at that time was like, wow, very hyped up. They want to go learn the secret formula. They want to be rich. And so they go do this water. They make the drains outside their home and what. They got really fucked up, right? So you see, the problem is people think that it's the formula that makes someone rich. No. The Feng Shui, it's just energy, okay? The energy have to support the human being, support you. It has to support your mentality. It's to support your healthy emotions. It's supposed to support your your body, your physical body is also energy. It's to support your spirit, life force, energy. 4 things, right? So you're designed in such a way to support one of these. And if you have the mentality is that you don't like to work, right? You just want to set up the Feng Shui and just wait for shit to happen. It's not going to work, because it's 10 times 0 equals 0. Okay, and if you're an emotional person, you're emotionally unstable person, and you do Feng Shui and you're not sure what formulas to do, and you use water Feng Shui, that could drive your emotions nuts, because water governs. A lot of times, water can affect your emotions. So then you get really temperamental and all crazy and all that. So it's not a good idea to practice Feng Shui without proper diagnosis. That's where Pazi comes in, by the way. Yeah. So to truly understand the diagnosis before an application. So or maybe your spirit energy is low, your life force energy is low, so you keep manifesting a lot of negative things in your life. You keep attracting bad people into your life, so that life force energy needs cleansing. So then the Feng Shui must be designed in such a way to help you achieve that goal first, before the second part of the Feng Shui is designed for the long term. You see what I mean? So the way I would recommend using Feng Shui is use it intelligently this way, and not use it blindly, like saying, oh, that's your wealth corner. Oh my God, let's go put water in the wealth corner and then we'll be all right. That's dumb. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, I hope this little short session here, is able to help you guys, point you guys to the right direction of education when it comes to Feng Shui. Okay, all right. Yeah, this is good. Chin Xiang is saying, yeah, 10 times 0 equals 0. That's cool. Now you know. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking through the question. Go and keep on posting the questions here, and if I can find one, I will post it. I will try and answer it. Christine Chong is asking this question: does a partner with direct resource and indirect resource has bad attitude? I think everyone can have bad attitude, Christine. There's a question of development, right? So if a person has both the direct and indirect resource appearing out, when they have it and appearing it on the stems of a chart, is 2 different things, okay? So when it appear on the stems of a chart with both stars, it implies that this person have what we call a dual personality or dual thoughts. All right. So when there's contrasting thoughts that is happening in a person's mind, it equates confusion. Okay. So you see, a person can only hold a certain level of contrasting thought at the same time. Can only entertain. Imagine that you have every day you have contrasting thought over a subject matter. Wouldn't you get confused in life? So when that happens, it may manifest itself as a bad attitude, but that person may not know it. So if I'm your party consultant, I would have to teach you ways to manage one side of this or eliminate one side of this, so that you can have a more clarity in your mind, so that the so-called bad attitude would be managed. Okay, so I hope this helps, right? In a nutshell, it means that. So good day. If surrounding chi is not excellent, regardless of what we do in the house, it will not help much, right? If the surrounding chi is not excellent, there is a limit. To correct this statement, there's a limit to how much you could sort of amplify inside the house. Okay, so let's just say, okay, I put it in a very simple way, through Lee, right? Suppose I don't see your profile pic seems to be a sunrise. Okay, suppose you would like to go and get your hair perm. Truly, you want to go to a salon to get your hair perm, but you realize that you have no hair. Can you go and get your hair perm? What do you think? If you got no hair, you cannot perm your hair. Okay, so if the environment doesn't have the specific type of energy, the chi that you want to use for your goal, then you cannot possibly enhance it. You understand what I mean? It first has to exist from the environment. That's where it comes from. That's the source of energy. Okay, so that's why we must always be able to find the right type of property with the energy. Suppose we know what we want, right? So suppose you already got the property, like, okay, now a certain type of environment doesn't have that energy, then what do I do? Well, then change your goals, right? Change your goals and change direction. Listen, you're a human being. You're not a tree. You can change things, right? You can readjust your goals and, do other things to suit what is available. So that's the flexibility that we are provided as human beings. And if you are open to that, we can change. It's as simple as that. Okay. All right. I got the link now. If you don't mind, I'm going to post it up here because this is important. I'm going to do a free seminar this weekend, and it's going to be like half a day. So and it's about Chiman. Let's see if I can post it up right now. Yep. There you go. Okay, I just changed it's joeyup.com/5ways Chiman. So it's you have to register for it if you are planning to come for. You don't have to come. It's going to be live stream. And this is a quick announcement that it will be about Chiman. I will be talking about 5 ways to help you revive or rise after this lockdown. And if you're having a setback right now, you don't know what to do, this will be a perfect time for you to join this webinar. It's a live stream event. I'm going to call it the event, not just a webinar. And I should be able to give you 5 specific ways, simple ways that you could immediately deploy to help you, at least have a small breakthrough. I'm not promising big breakthrough here, but if you're a beginner and you want to get started, this will be a great opportunity to do so. This event is free, and it's the only time I'm doing this. It will be on this coming Sunday, May 17th. So if you will, so go to this website, and you should be able to register for it. You got to register for it. You can't just turn up. So if you like it, go ahead and join this. It's 5 unique ways to use Chiman. Okay, if you're into Chiman, you should join this program. Janet is saying, can you explain the Party consultation cycle? Is it the same applied to other business consultation? If you are a coach, Janet, if you are a coach, if you are a trainer, if you are a masseur, if you are a therapist, that means, or you're a consultant, then yes, some of the principles can be used to help you set up your consulting business or your treatment business. I think there's a lot of good people out there who are freelancers, and they are consultants, they are trainers, they are teachers. And the sad thing about it is that they actually don't know how to turn their business to make it a bit more profitable. Because most of us in consulting field as trainers and teachers, we are more of an artist. All right. So as an artist, we really like to make our art the best, right? We keep learning, we keep honing our skills. We concentrate so much on the art to make an impact that we forget that there's a business side to it. Okay, there's a business side to it. So if you don't understand the business side to your art will never be able to impact the world, and very few people will get the help from what you set up to do. In order for you to take this and save more lives and impact more people, you got to learn the business side of the consulting business. Okay, so that's why I did this. I'm doing this program. So if you are Janet, you're going for the Bazi consultation as a side gig, that's what I'll be talking about. Okay, so it's not teaching you Bazi, it's teaching you how to launch, manage, or grow your side business as a consultant, as a therapist, as a coach, as as a teacher, especially in times like this. Because right now, if you have an art, there will be a way for you to connect with people, even online. Okay, so even if you are a massage therapist or a specialist in treatment, right? A lot I see a lot of good people out there that they think, oh no, you know, our work, we have to be able to touch somebody in order to heal them. Yes, but there are other ways to grow and use your knowledge to connect with people. Okay, if you understand, you know, like for example, us in Feng Shui, right? Just because we can't go to your house doesn't mean I can't do Feng Shui. Right now, I'm doing Feng Shui with you because there's other ways. There's philosophy of Feng Shui, not just physically on-site Feng Shui. Okay, so if you understand that, I guess in many ways it would help you to be able to grow your business. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Janet. Okay, let's see. Are there more questions here? Wow, Picha Pat. All right, I think from Thailand. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching my videos and thank you for connecting live. Wow, it's like I just decided to do this randomly, and there's so many people of you logging in right now. I'm really pleased to see so many of you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So some of you are interested in the topic I'm teaching. It's called 5 Unique Ways to Use Qi. So, okay, so that will be this Sunday. It's 5 unique ways to use Qi. And if you are interested in it, it's going to be from 2 to 5 p.m. this Sunday. Okay, I'm posting in the comment section. You could see that. Or if you are interested, there's a link right here. You see joeyup.com/5ways-Qi, and go ahead and register. Okay, you will love it. It's an easy thing, easy to learn, easy to make. I'd make some time and use Qi to help yourself. Okay. All right, so let's see if there are more questions coming in tonight. I just feel very energetic tonight to be talking. Let's see here. Can Bazi show me earth or water type career I should go for? All right, Aris. I think it's not so much the industry, because I used to think like that as well, Aris. Okay, that let's just go and join the industry, it will be all right. Okay. The industry will give opportunities, but a lot of people, you see, a lot of businesses die not because of lack of opportunities. They die because they are unable to digest the opportunities effectively. Okay, so I give you an example here. Right now, even in this so-called pandemic, right now, there are people who are suffering. I'm sure, and you know, it's really unfortunate. But there are also a group of people who are doing really, really well, even despite times like this. And what they did is they pivoted. That means they transformed their business fast enough, and they understood that the problems have changed. Let me give you an example, okay? Whether it's earth or water right now, it's not, because you only be good for 1 year. You want to be good for long term, right, Aris? You don't want to be rich for one day. You're going to be rich forever, right? So not the industry is not the thing. It's your skill set that is important, okay? So I give you an example, right? If back in those days, right, people will promote their business by talking more about, you know, when times are good, people talk about inspirational things. It's like, oh no, how you can get better, you know, what's the future be like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and all that. But right now, people are in a desperation mode, right? A lot of people need help, right? People need to get out of danger zone first. So it's no point using the same messaging for current economy. So whether you're earth or water, the immediate needs to take place first instead of focusing on what element industry. What element industry is a long-term thing, right? You can worry about that 5 years from now. What you need to do is get business now, right? And there are people who need your help now. Maybe your services and your work need some transformation, okay? So when we use Qi, when we use Feng Shui, when we use Bazi, it is now geared towards what we can do now to create the effects and help other people, instead of saying what industry is good for me in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and for the rest of my life, right? That no longer is suitable right now. It's people need to get out of this shithole first, right? That's why it's important. Okay. Right. Let me see this. Speaking on danger zone, many people are having fear from doing Facebook Live. Can we use any sector to be calmer? Okay. I think I don't have this problem, so I don't know how to what is. But yes, you asked a good question. Let's see. The sector that brings the most calm is your personal life gua sector. Okay. So because it's actually a sector that normally we use for meditation or we use to calm ourselves and look inwards. So if you would like to do that, then maybe you can look for your own personal guar and use that sector to go and do your Facebook Live. Perhaps it can help you calm some of your nerves and be able to do it live. But here's another example, another recommendation for you. The thing is, this is my idea of doing Facebook Live or any live events. Don't concentrate on you, right? Because that's very selfish. All right, let me explain first. Don't get alarmed here. Because when you keep thinking whether you are doing a good job, whether I'm saying the right thing, or whether I'm going to do this right, or is it I can remember this, I need to look at the camera, I need to do that. Don't think about that. Think about them. Think about the people you are trying to influence and help. When you focus on them, your nervous system, your fear will disappear. When I stand on stage, I don't focus on whether I remember my scripts or not. Because if I keep trying to remember my scripts, I would falter on stage. It's like me trying to sing on stage, right? Because if I can talk for 16 days on stage without notes, but I cannot sing one song on stage. You know why? Because I keep thinking whether I remember the text or not, right? The lyrics. So I keep focusing on me, right? But if I'm on stage, I focus on the people that I'm trying to explain something to. And because I'm focusing on them, I no longer have that fear. Okay, I'm no longer scared of, I no longer have stage fright, and I don't have a problem with this, what was Facebook Live or whatever you call that. Okay, so this is why it's so important that one must not be selfish. All right, focus on them. Right, it's just like us as party consultants or practitioners or teacher. We're not trying to focus on us to try and get, I need to know all this accurately and I remember everything. In my class, some of you have been in my class, I openly tell my students, I can't remember some of these things, okay? Hey, I'm not a robot or AI can remember all this stuff, but, I know how to make them understand it. I know how, because I focus on them and trying to help them know how to use this and create the results that they want, okay? So it's so important that we focus on other people, okay? So when you learn how to do that, you will be able to do your Facebook Live or any public speaking with very little fear or no fear at all. Okay, I hope this helps. Lionel? Okay, how many of you guys have issues with public speaking, right? And found that what I just shared useful? Type a me in the comment section so I can hear from you guys. Right. Great. Yes, yeah. Thank you. Yes, focus on other people. Don't focus on yourself. Then you'll be more influential. That's true. Okay, cool. Now you learn. I hope that. Listen, I'm not a professional public speaker, although I spoke to audience of 12,000 people. Probably quite large for Asian speakers standards. And when I was preparing on stage earlier this year in January 11 and 12, I have 12,000 people in the hall. And some of my friends who came backstage were saying, wow, so many people, are you not scared? I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about how am I going to help them understand. And I want to know if for 12,000 people, there could be at least 70% of them are new. So I want to make sure that they understand. So I was excited to get on stage. I wasn't scared at all going on stage. So I was thinking about them, not about me. Okay. So if you focus on other people, you'll be all right. Okay. Focus on others. So that's the same with I think when people get fearful of doing something, and so they keep thinking that they are nervous and they can't get this right. Don't, because you're focusing on you. Focus on others. You'll be all right. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Samantha is asking, really appreciate some advice, please. I'm interested in the property under Eco Ardens. Oh, nice property, which will only be ready in 2022 based on House Gua, Life 3, Gua 2. We finalized Kan Gua house and only suitable unit, but the main issue is the PE room powerhouse located opposite the house and the garden side is west because the whole development is facing north-south. Please advise, should we proceed? Okay, before I can advise you based on such little information, why don't I turn it around and put it this way? What is your goal in the next 10 years living in this house? Okay, what's the goal, right? Because some people want to buy a house for retirement. Some people say, hey, I'm at that age, I'm still trying to fight the good fight. I want to be able to go to the next level of my career, right? That's the main focus. Because you see, for me, retirement is not a thing at all. So I wouldn't fix my house feng shui so that I could retire. So it won't be on my list of important things in my house. Now, I know people's basic answer is, I want everything. In your whole lifetime, Samantha, have you gotten everything before? No, but we can have priority, right? So you got to prioritize what you want first, right? So let's just say that career is the most important. Okay, career is most important. So do you have a choice with by saying, are you working for yourself? Are you doing a freelancer type thing, or do you run your own business? So the direction of the house and the setup of the house must first suit or support this goal. So even though the direction might not be right, but if it supports energetically to this goal, even though you may face challenges, but each challenge will bring you to the next level. Okay. So you see, I don't always get a house or okay, let's put it this way. I'm a West Group person, because you're asking this directional thing, right? My office that I've been using for the last since 2004 when I first started until now is not my favorable direction. Okay, you may think, you're a feng shui guy and you don't use a favorable direction. Listen, a favorable direction makes things easy and may make you lazy as well. I am not the sort of person that backs away from challenges. Because in my usual self, way before I started my career, I'm pretty lazy. Okay, my hobby is sleeping. Okay, and no life purpose whatsoever. But with a little bit of challenge, I'm not the Michael Jordan type of like everyday crazy competitive, right? I'm not that type. But with a bit of pressure, positive pressure, not stress, pressure, it allows me to move forward. So even a direction that's so-called not my best, but there has the good stars or the energy that is right, it suits what I want to achieve. You see what I mean? Okay, so please don't just not buy a house because it's not your good direction. You need to have these few things ironed out. Study the feng shui a little bit better, because it's 2022, still got 2 more years from now. And guess what? You have a lot of time right now to actually do a bit of research, right? And that will help you get a better, clearer answer of whether it helps you with your goals. Okay, suppose you really like this house, then change your goals. Your goals easy to change in the house, man. Correct or not? Okay. Okay. So here's, I'm focused on others and did Chiman manifestation. It worked. Thank you. All right. Nice, Carol. Of course it will. Right. That's why we do Chiman. We miss you here in the Philippines. Yes, I miss going to the Philippines as well. When things are better, I'm sure we'll have more opportunities to go to Philippines and other country. Right. So let's see here. Wow, a lot of questions tonight, huh? You guys are obviously very free tonight. Good to see you all. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I currently move into an apartment. The apartment is not rectangular or square. The east sector is missing. Family. I'm soon Earth Snake. East is my yin yin. I value family relationship. Is there a way to compensate for this? Yes, of course, Tia. Right. First, you have to understand the East is not a family sector. Just so you know, I think you've been reading too many American books on feng shui, and so they generalize to say the East is your family sector. Family is everything, is a lot of things. Okay, so a family can be compassion, it could be companionship, it could be a commitment, it's responsibilities, also wealth, right? So there are many things. And also, it's when you say it's your own yin yin sector, there are also other sectors in your house. For example, there's a heavenly doctor. You could be the nobleman to your family members. And so if you know how to use the heavenly doctor sector, you can be, invaluable to your other family members, and that builds family relations. Okay, so it's not always, you don't focus on what is missing in your life. You focus on what you have and enhance what you have. Okay, because if you keep focusing on what you don't have, the house seems to have missing a lot of things. But there's, in the same house, there's also a lot of things that are present. Focus on the present, enhance what is there, and make that the best. And that's all you need to make something really, really good. Okay, and if you become invaluable to your family members, that itself can build a good family. You don't always have to have a specific sector, and that sector governs everything and everything about your entire family. Okay, I hope this helps you. So what is this branch of Feng Shui? Is use it tool to support my activities related to work. I would, in times like this, I would use Xuan Kong Feng Shui a bit more, okay? Because Xuan Kong is time-based, so it's more unique and favorable in this period of time, okay? It's more usable because a lot of people can't do the external right now. So in internal Feng Shui, Xuan Kong it's actually much more effective. It's not big effective, but small changes that gets us out of this struggling stage to survival, and survival hopefully pushes to thriving stage. Okay, right. So thank you so much for logging in tonight. I think we have done an hour here on Ask Joey Up. If you would like to get notification the next time I'm coming live, if you're on Facebook, please click on notification. Click on notifications so that you can get notified every time I go live. And if you're on YouTube, do me a favor, please. Click on the subscribe button and then the bell icon, and please do one more. Give me a thumbs up or a like. It's just 3 clicks, and if you can do that, I appreciate it. And of course, if you've enjoyed this session and would like to see more, please share this with all your friends. And hopefully, on the next session, we can do more questions. And go ahead and post more questions on the comment section here. I would read it through and probably use some of this as the base for my next Ask Joey Up session. So thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I'll see you again. Thank you.